He is not a liar. God is not a liar. When God tells you something and shows you something, you have to trust that God is true to his word. He is the one that's not going to screw up. Trust me. Man will screw up. People will promise you things. You'll have someone say they're going to do this and do that for you for your life, and then you know what? They will screw up and they won't do as they say. But you know what God will never do? He won't screw up. God will never leave you. God is not going to just leave you hanging. God is not going to ignore you. God is not going to take back what he said about you. When God says something, he is going to make it come to pass in your life. So no matter what's going on in your life, you just feel like maybe your life has just took a hit and you just feel like it is just breaking into a million pieces. Like, you know, when you take like a bowl and you break it, and it's kind of the bigger pieces. Well, you feel like, okay, that I can collect those, right? I can collect those and put those back together. Maybe put some glue in there and fit them back together. And there might have a little bit of cracks, but I can kind of put some stuff in there and it might be fixed up whole again. But some of you feel like you're going through and it's just been smashed to smithereens. Like someone has taken a hammer and just smashed it where it's into a fine powder. And there's like no chance of repair in your life. You know what? God says there is a chance, and that his words are true, and that he's not going to leave you nor forsake you no matter what you're going through. That little fine powder, you know what he's going to do with that? He is going to be able to make that thing all whole and new again. It might not be the same little powder. Guess what? He's going to make something new. He's going to make something new and complete. Nothing that's going to be lacking. He's going to take that dust and he's going to just shake it off. Shake that dust off, and he's going to build up something new in you. And it says in his word in Isaiah 55:10, that my ways are higher than your ways, and my thoughts are higher than your thoughts. For as the rain and snow come down from heaven, and do not return there without watering the earth, making it bear and sprout, providing seed to the sower and bread to the eater, so will my word be which goes out of my mouth. It will not return to me void, useless, without result, without accomplishing what I desire, and without succeeding in the matter for which I sent. God, when he promises and tells you things in your life, you have to trust that he's going to do them. He is not going to leave you, no matter what it is looking like, no matter what. You might just think it's a storm. Okay, well, maybe that storm got some lightning in there and it just zapped something and it just broke it into a million pieces. And you're like, oh my goodness, can it get any worse? Sometimes it does get worse. Sometimes it gets so bad that it's just crushed to those smithereens and you just feel like you just have nothing left. And when it's with those tiny little pieces of dust like that, we have to trust that God is doing something, right? Going to be refining something in that process. He's going to be working on molding you, and he's going to be working on some things in your life. But you got to trust him. You got to trust that he's going to make something new. You've got to trust that he's going to heal up something that needs to be healed. You got to trust that he's going to bring back and reconcile the things that you thought were just a lost cause. You have to know that he's going to be taking you into a bigger place and a better place, just like he promised you. It's like he doesn't give up. He's not going to forget you, and he hasn't forgotten you. I promise you that. As much as it feels like you're alone and you've got no one, and he has given up because the circumstances look so bad, you got to be able to push on and say, okay, his word said I'm going to be taken care of. His word says that he's never going to leave me. His word says he's going to do what he says. He says he's going to keep working on me until I am completed and whole, and I have to trust that. Get yourself some scripture today. Find something that God has spoken to you, something that God has just revealed to you, and go, wait a minute, I need to hold on to that truth and keep that truth and hold it right in front. Write it down and be reminded of it. Because when those thoughts come and you feel like you can't hold on anymore, you have to remember, you know what? But this is what God says. But this is what God says. You have another option. You don't have to trust that thought. You don't have to listen to that thought. That thought might come in your head. It might come into your head 24 hours a day. But I know what God said, and I know what God has promised. So those thoughts might be there. It might be hard to shut them out. It might be very, very real in your life all the time. But what did God say? What did God promise? That's what you need to trust, because he is not a liar. God does not lie. All right, have a beautiful day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.